What's up, guys? Welcome back to another Commander Deck Tech. Today we are doing Baylen the Haymaker. This is a token deck. This commander loves tokens, loves everything to do with tokens, wants to do more tokens. Um, Tokens. Like always, guys, this is a deck that I physically have in paper. I don't ever post a deck that I haven't built and play tested specifically in my play group, in my local LGS, and on Spell Table. Um, I don't do CEDH decks. It's just kind of like what my play group would consider like a higher level power deck, maybe like a 7 or 8, but not CEDH. So leave a comment down below. Let me know what you guys think about this deck. If you have any suggestions for the deck, this is just kind of the first version of the deck. This is probably one of the decks that's going to get an updated version. If you guys know, I do updated deck tech videos for the decks that I really enjoy. I tweak them, make them a little bit better, and then I re-upload an updated version. I know some people like to see those, so keep an eye out for Baylen. But a 3-mana Rabbit Warrior with multiple effects. You can tap 2 untapped tokens you control, add a mana of any color, tap 3 untapped tokens you control, draw a card, and tap 4 untapped tokens you control and put 3+1/+1 counters on Baylen, and it gains trample until end of turn, and it's a 4/3. So it doesn't care what kind of tokens it is. Rock tokens, egg tokens, treasure tokens, food tokens, clue tokens, it doesn't matter. As long as it's a token, Baylen loves it. So let's jump into the deck, guys. Like always, I am doing it up on Architect. Not a sponsor, just a great place to do your deck lists because they have access to all the different places to buy your cards. So you can get the most accurate price if you don't have an LGS near you. Obviously, always support your LGS. Help keep the community alive. I am not going to go over the lands. If you guys want to check out the lands, you can check the link to this deck list in the description box, along with all the other socials for you guys down below. So let's jump into the artifacts here. We got Arcane Signet, Bootlegger Stash. So Bootlegger Stash gives all your lands tap, create a treasure token. Commander Spear, Orochi Hatchery to make some snake tokens. Soul Ring, Swiftfoot Boots, and Witch's Oven. So the Orochi Hatchery and the Witch's Oven together are really cool. If you put, let's say, 10 or 12 counters into the Orochi Hatchery, so you're making 10 snakes each time you pay the 5, then you can tap, make a food. Obviously, if it's a bigger creature, you make more foods. But always a fun way if you get low on life, something like that. Jumping into the creatures, we got Academy Manufacturer. This one's like a given in the token deck. Like, I feel if you're making either clues, foods, or treasures in your deck, you should have Academy Manufacturer should be like the second card you put in the deck after Soul Ring. Atla Palani Nest Tender to make some eggs to get some more stuff out. A Vendor Zendikar, Beanstalk Giant, Birds of Paradise, Clarion Spirit. When you cast your second spell, make a 1/1 Flying Spirit. Duchess Wayward Tavern Keeper makes junk tokens. Elvish Mystic, Feasting Hobbit. Feasting Hobbit, probably one of my favorite cards in this deck. It has Devour Food 3, so at the time it enters the battlefield, you can sacrifice any number of food tokens, and you put 3 times that many onto, or 3 times that many +1/+1 counters onto Feasting Hobbit. And then creatures with less power than Feasting Hobbit can't block it. So you're going to end up with, let's say, a late game 2020 that can't be blocked by anything with less than 20 power. Felden in the third path, we create a token of a copy of a creature that's in our graveyard, except it's an artifact, and it gains haste, and then you sacrifice it at the beginning of the next end step. Which is fine, because we can make the copy of a token. Like, let's say we take Felden and we make a copy of Avenger Zendikar. It's going to enter, it's going to make all the plant tokens, and then we can abuse the token for the rest of that turn with Baylen. Phineas, Ace Archer. When it attacks, put a +1/+1 counter on each other creature you control that's a rabbit or a token. So Again, another great way to pump up our tokens. Garrett Conclave Exile. It populates, so we can make a token copy of a token we already have. Giant Adaphage, probably one of my great favorites as far as token making. When it deals combat damage to a player, put a token copy of Giant Adaphage on the board. What's better than a 7/7 for 7? A 7/7 for 7 that makes more 7/7s for free. Uh, so, Hoarding Ogre, roll a d20 when it attacks to make some treasures. Jolene, Plundering Puglist. When you attack with one or more creatures with power 4 or greater, create a treasure token. Keyword Cord, help make some tokens. Knight of the White Orchid, get some more lands into play. Llanowar Elves, Magda, to make a treasure token. Maha, Brettguard Protector. Our creatures get +1/+1. And whenever a land enters battlefield, we make a 1/1 human. So, pumps our creatures. And Landfall makes more tokens. Omnath Locust of Rage makes more tokens. You guessed it. And it makes Lightning Bolt tokens because when those elementals die, it deals 3 damage to any target. Peregrine Took. So if one or more tokens will be created under your control, create those tokens and an additional food token with it. So you're making an extra token every time you make tokens. Phylath, World Sculptor. This is a knockoff Avenger Zendikar pretty much. Because Phylath only sees the basic lands that you control. So we're running, let's see here, 7 and 5 is 12, 16. We're running 16 basics. So depending where you are in the game, Phylath can make you up to 16 tokens. Even if it only makes you 5 or 8 tokens, it's still 5 or 8 tokens. Prowling Serapard, so our stuff can't be countered. Renata to make some of our stuff bigger as they enter. Samut, Voice of Dissonance, it gives our stuff haste, and we can pay 1 to untap target creature. Samwise Gamgee, whenever a creature enters the battlefield, or whenever a non-token creature enters the battlefield, you create a food token. Soul Warden, because we're going to have a lot of stuff entering. Tendershoe Dryad to make some tokens. Tyler's Provisioner and Tyler's Tracker. Obviously, great landfall ones there. Tago to make rock tokens when our lands enter. Tovalar, Huntmaster. Tristani, Voice of Selesnia's Voice. Whenever a creature enters the battlefield, you gain life equal to that creature's toughness. And you can pay 3 to populate. So it gives us life, and it gets us life and gets us some ability to populate. Wolfbriar Elemental and Wood Elves. Jumping into the enchantments in the deck, we got Guardian Project, Hardened Scales, Hoden of Life's Web, and Intangible Virtue. So the Hardened Scales with Baylen, the Hardened Scales with Renata, and the Hardened Scales, it's going to add some more +1/+1 counters. So the instants in the deck, we got Harrow, Holy Day, Croson Grip, Raise the Alarm, Return to Dust, Shared Summons to search our deck for 2 creature cards and put them in our hand, Thwart the Enemy, and then Cultivate, sorceries, we got Cultivate, Explosive Edge, Farseek, Kranko's Command, Rampant Growth, Revive the Shire, Sylvan Scrying, 3 visits, and Tormenting Voice. So, guys, leave a comment down below. This is, like I said, my first version of Baylen. I'm probably going to do an updated version in the future, so keep an eye out for that. But if you like token decks, I highly recommend this deck because this deck loves making tokens. And what better thing to do than make tokens? And then abuse those tokens. You don't even have to tap the tokens for their own ability. You can tap them with Baylen and do Baylen stuff. So leave a comment down below. Let me know what you guys think about this. Like I said in the beginning of the video, link to the deck list is in the description box. Leave a comment with any suggestions, and I'll see you guys in the next video. And if you guys have any suggestions for commanders you might want to see, leave a comment down below and I'll see if I can't make them.